This is happening on the eastern margins of Russia. The sun is rising over the hills that shape the edge of the continent. A number of desperately poor, partly destroyed towns and villages lay here. In the year 2009, a sailing frigate, Nadezhda, entered the local port to refill her water tanks. Nadezhda, her name is translated from Russian as hope, a winner of many regattas and a guest of honor in the world's greatest cities, was traveling across the world on her way to Australia, New Zealand, South Korea and Singapore. This was no more than a technical pit stop for her. From the bridge, officers and the crew were looking at a bleak town, whose only purpose was to supply the local wood plant with inexpensive workforce. The plant, in its turn, supplied Japan, South Korea and China with wood chips. The name of the town was Plastun, named after another ship, a corvette that visited this place in 1859. Plastun could be a scale model of modern Russia. The town centre is shaped by three key elements: a church, a beer house called Imperia, and the ruins of an abandoned culture and sports centre, like a local version of battle-torn Stalingrad. Built by Japanese engineers, the plant requires almost no humans. The few who work here perform monotonous and simple operations. There are 11-hour shifts, mostly women here. The plant works 24 hours a day. And this is how an average day ends in town. However, there is another element without which the landscape of Plastun would be incomplete. A perfectly trimmed 9-hole golf course built nearby to entertain the plant owners and their business partners. So the frigate Nadezhda moored to the pier of the port of Plastun. Hungry for spectacle, inhabitants of Plastun solemnly greeted Hope in the most lavish way. They dressed in their best folk costumes and cleaned the beach. No effort has been spared. A traditional bread and salt greeting ceremony for the captain, an excursion to the plant, and a concert performed by local amateur artists, which combined folklore and Russian pop culture. Pictures preserve some of the atmosphere and how the crew reacted. It was the best the town of Plastun had to offer. So the story is that Hope has come visiting again. Now, in the year 2012, she did it with one more purpose. Her sailors knew that whether by coincidence or not, life in the town slowly began to change for the better after the first visit from Hope. Olga, a local community foundation leader, shows us those signs of improvement, barely visible for outsiders, yet tremendously important.
Мне еще хочется, чтобы у нас было построено жилье для молодых.
For Olga and her friends, Hope visiting town became a symbol as hard to forget as it was for the local authorities to ignore.
Тут по проекту внутренний дворик должен быть, а там культурная часть, там киноконцертный зал большой.
A day before the visit, the locals gathered to clean up the beach. Performers were rehearsing the songs and dances they believed would please the crew of Hope. And when the sun was rising, the Hope was already there, silently waiting for the townfolk to wake up. Then we got a call from the bridge. Hope was ready to raise her sails and show us all her beauty. For hours, she was making gracious turns, guided by phone requests from the shore. Approaching the town, then fading into the horizon and returning again. After which followed all the requisite rituals.
Помнить прошу вас, что о вас мы всегда знаем, думаем и всегда будем думать и знать, где вы находитесь.
Как зовут? Филя. Филя, здорово, ты чё?
When Hope was leaving the port, rusty bulk carriers greeted her with their ship whistles. Nature generously covered the town with mist, hiding the most ungainly footprints of human life, emphasizing instead a refined landscape of this rich and promising terrain. From the Bridge of Hope, the town looked good at that moment.